Okay, Jerry, over to
Okay,
you.
good morning, everybody. Thank you, Gregory. So happy to be here, and I want to just say hello from sunny Florida. Welcome to all of you coming in, and I'd like to send out a special welcome to our new people on the call.
Mhm.
And we refer to this call as our miracle call. And you will soon find out why, because you will hear so many miracles, but we also want you to raise your hand. And to do that, look at the bottom of your computer. There's a reaction button that says raise my hand. We want to hear from you, especially if you have had these miracles. They might call them results, but no matter what it is, because everybody here learns from you. And you know, what you tell us might help someone else that is in desperate need to hear what you're going to share with us. So please don't be shy and let us hear from you. And like I said, the reaction button's on the bottom, or it is different on your phone, but you just have to tap around to find it. And if you leave it up while you're talking, then I can see you on the screen, it places you, and I can keep in contact with you. I'd love if you would keep your testimonies down to 30 seconds. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but really it does. And it lets us have more and more people on. And then later you can come back on. Don't think you can't come back on, but we like to do about 30 seconds to a minute. And then we like to stay compliant. And what that means is you don't mention the disease. You don't mention what the doctor would tell you it is. You just give us symptoms, tell us how you're feeling, something like that. We usually can figure it out. And then go ahead and tell us what patches you've worn, and then tell us how long, the whole thing, and your results. And going along with patches, we want you to look at the time clock. The first 15 minutes, we really like to make a tribute to our X39 patch. It is like the go-to patch, great results, and it usually can help what's ailing you right away. So please stay with X39 for about 15 minutes, and then we'll open it up to the other patches. And as we say, compliant means we do not claim to cure, treat, diagnose, or prevent any condition that there is. So please, there are a lot of people on here that can help you out. Maybe if there is some burning question, let us hear from you too. So with that, we're going to start off with Gregory. Your hand is up.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you so much, Jerry, and you always do such a great job hosting the calls. I just want to say good morning. Nice to sleep in my own bed after a little over a week on the road in the Bahamas with our upline Kai Jacobson, Lynette, and also David and Spirit.
Gregory, you just muted yourself. We
Sorry.
didn't catch the end. We didn't catch your end.
It's funny. Sometimes I raise my hand. I just think somehow it miraculously happens, but I'm just so glad to be back with everyone. And it was a super, super Saturday. I hope most of you were on, and those of you that weren't, I'm sure the replay is going to be available soon. But I just want to hats off, and we'll be talking about it tonight on our Monday evening call. But in the backside of it that Robin got to see, the company, Meredith and Janine and everyone else and Garrett did such a spectacular job orchestrating a very complicated, if you will, event because there was so much to share and only a limited time to share it. And I just want to acknowledge that the company did a spectacular job. I hope it was as impactful for you watching from afar as it was for me with Robin watching from the front row. But it was wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. We couldn't be more excited about these enhancements that are coming. And so I don't want to. I could take the rest of the call. I could spend the next 30 minutes just talking to you, but we'll do some of that tonight with some of the other folks that were there in physical attendance and maybe a few that, can comment from watching it virtually. But with that being said, Jerry, I'll turn it back over to you and let you kind of, go through and it looks like Dashenka's got her hand up. Always good to hear from you, my dear. And
So,
I'll zip my lip and listen up.
well, I wanted to thank you, Gregory, because your segment with Robin and you were just really phenomenal. And what's ahead for us is just an amazing journey. And the company is looking out for us. We know that from that the whole day. It was so good for us. So thank you so much for what you're doing for us. So yes, Dushenko, hello, good morning.
So I just wanted to let you all know that personally, I was at a party yesterday, and some people were doing some craft stuff, and there wasn't a lot of light. And before wearing the patches, I couldn't really see my craft project unless I was wearing the readers that the ophthalmologist suggested I get and outside in bright sunlight. And yesterday I didn't have any glasses on, and I noticed that I could see the head of the little tiny needle, and I just threaded the needle in a somewhat dark room with no extra light and no threading tools and no anything like that. And the other thing that was just a personal, like, when I was getting ready for the party, I just had a feeling take a sleeve, an unopened sleeve of patches with me. And I got there, and my friend was wearing a knee brace. And I said, dude, what happened to your knee? And she said, oh, well, old age, whatever. I mean, I don't remember. But I said, look, I've been telling you about these patches, and I trust you. I need you to trust me, and let's, put it on right now. And so we patched her, and before I patched her, I said, what's your level of pain? On a scale of 1 to 10, she said it's a 5, 6 maybe. I said, okay. And then, I don't know, 15 minutes later, it's a party. People are like moving around. I said, hey, how's your pain? She said, what pain? I said, exactly.
Yeah. And we're so glad when the light bulb clicks to these people and they listen. So yes, thank you so much.
And I'm so glad I had the full unopened sleeve to put it in her hot little hands.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
You're going to take this off in 12 hours and put it on tomorrow too.
Right. And like Dashenko had with her friend there, she had a one patch wonder. Please, all of you, sometimes it doesn't happen like that. It does take persistency and being consistent with doing it. So please, if it's not doing what you want, it's doing something it needs to be doing in your body. So thank you so much, Dashenko. Okay, Zoom user, not sure who you are. You want to tell us who you are and come on in?
Hi, I'm Jermaine.
Hi.
I was invited by oh, sorry. I was invited by Darlene Green. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Do you have any stories for us? Have you had any results? How long have you been on the patches?
I'm actually signing up today at 4:30.
Oh, the most wonderful thing you can do. Congratulations. We all clap for you. And then please continue to come back to this call on Mondays and listen to everybody. And then Darlene probably will tell you about the Sunday Doc Talk call too. That's a good one that you should be listening into. So thank you for coming in and joining us.
Yes, I did make it to that yesterday. That was a great one.
Oh, great. Okay, well, she's steering you in the right direction, and I hope you have a lot of success.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a nice day. Sun shower.
Good morning. Thanks,
Good morning.
Jerry. Great. Thank you for leading us here on our call. And Gregory and Robin, weren't they great on Saturday? Oh my
Yes.
God.
Oh gosh.
So I was at a pretty big event yesterday, and I ended up patching a person that was, in some pain, just like you said, Dushenka, and the pain started to decrease. And boy, was I glad I had some patches with me in my little, we've talked about this before on some of the calls. Can you see this? It's like this little credit card holder. That's really what it is. And I've put some foil on the insides right there and there, because these are heat activated. So if you put it next to your body, they're all going to get activated. So you want to have a protection so that they don't activate. But boy, I just wanted to really emphasize, it's always good to have your patches with you. And Robin will call this the little first aid kit. So just a little reminder, you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sarah. Always have mine with you, and we all should be traveling with them. Ravel, so nice to see you. Welcome. Come on in.
Oh, hi, Jerry. Just as Jerry eloquently mentioned, it'd be so nice to hear from more people, and I'll keep this under 30 seconds. We really want to hear from you. And, you know, what's really exciting about introducing this technology to others is you get to hear their stories. And I love hearing that people got more energy, they got better sleep. And one in particular, a gentleman had, and he gave me permission to share it, blotches, red and pink blotches all over his hands. And that has diminished significantly. They used to bleed.
Oh, wow.
At about 4 or 5 weeks, that changed. His knee pain diminished during the first month, and as he got into his second month, it disappeared. So he is really excited about sharing this with his employees. And I'm just so grateful, just as Gregory mentioned, it's very clear how much LifeWave cares about its brand partners, and the leaders do too. So thanks so much, Gregory.
Thank you, Ravel. Wonderful shares. And take a look. I mean, you don't know what it's going to help. And like the gentleman, you probably didn't know it was going to help those blotches, but you know, he is a very happy camper, as we say. So thank you for sharing. Zoom user, I know your name, but I forget it. Come on in.
Is it me?
Yes,
talking?
it's you, but there's all I have is Zoom user on the
Right.
screen.
I don't know how to work Zoom good enough, I guess. My name's Brian. I am
Right.
Holly's husband, and I want to tell you about the miracle with me last night. I have a cap tooth where the dentist did a big, larger than he should have gap in between the cap he put on the other tooth. Anyway, it's been like that for a few years. And the pain got so intense last night. It wasn't so bad where it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta go get this pulled right now. But it was probably up there about an 8, you know. And
Mhm.
I just put on an X39 because I hadn't worn one during the day yesterday, right on it, and it brought it right down to a 2 and pretty much almost a 1 eventually after some time. It was miraculous how fast it brought that pain down on an X30 right there where it hurt. Anyway.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate that. And, you know, I'm going, no hands here. So I'll go with a few of mine. Whoops, we got another Zoom user. You're on first before me. Please, Zoom user, come on. Oh, you're still on. Brian, you can put your hand down unless you have another share.
I can figure out how to do all this stuff here. Sorry.
Okay. Then Shannon, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jerry. It's good to see you hosting the call
Thank you.
this morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
never get caught without your patches. That's exactly what I did yesterday at a gem and mineral show here in Colorado Springs. And oh my gosh, so many fantastic people. But I tell you, some of these people that have been digging into the mountainsides, finding gems, their bodies are hurting. And I had a clue that that might be the case. And sure enough, I met this incredible gentleman who's had knee pain, back pain. But I got to know him for about, 20, 30 minutes because that's what I like to do. And sure enough, he was telling me he'd like to continue on. So I said, I might have something that can help you. And I showed him my patch. He goes, where do you get those? And I said, wow, I just happen to have some right here. So I gave him an X39 and he was so grateful. He started crying. He said, do you think I can use this patch and it can help me prolong what I'm doing? I said, you know what? I can't make any guarantees, but the company guarantees that you're going to get results that you're going to like in the next 30 days, but let's do it 90 days. He goes, all right, well, and he gives me a piece of jewelry that ought to be in a museum
Wow.
out of gratitude. So I'll be talking to him today and getting him enrolled. And I just want to let everyone know that what we have is a true gift to people that want to continue in their professions. They're just looking for a little support without any drugs. So that's my share today.
Exactly. Congratulations, Shannon. Like Shannon did, we don't leave home without them, please. And that's great to follow up. And, that type of business with what you're saying with climbing and scraping and this and that probably has a lot of things that are hurting. So I'm so glad you were able to go there and you had an open mind. That was wonderful. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Darlene, come on in. Good morning.
Good morning. Saturday night, we were at a concert, and the couple that sat next to us, she had this huge bandage all over her arm, only had 4 fingers that she could use. And after we talked a bit, I asked her if she'd heard about the patches. She hadn't. She was very impressed. And I asked her what her pain level was. And she says it's only a 2 or 3 right now because I just took a lot of pain medication. But she said, my husband is in pain all the time. I can't even remember how many surgeries she said he had on his back, pretty close to 20. And I said, well, after the concert, I'm happy to patch him and see if we can reduce his pain. So they came up to our room and I patched him first. And he said, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Yeah, the pain's going away. And she's saying, you're kidding. This isn't happening. You're just saying that. And he said, no, 1,000%. My pain is better than it was before she patched me. And she says, well, my pain medication is worn off and my pain is like a 5 or a 6. I said, we'll patch you too. And her padding was so thick on her hand, putting it on top, it really wasn't doing anything. So we went underneath and I just put the white patch on top of the tan patch. And she says, oh my gosh, she says, I can't believe this. The pain is going away. And they live in Washington State. And she says, let us get home on Sunday night, and Monday I will be calling you and we'll order patches.
Wow. Thank you,
So-
Darlene. And Darlene, since it's already quarter after, you brought up patches. You had the tan and the white one. Do you want to tell us about what you
It was
did?
the Ice Wave. It was Ice Wave patches that I put on them. Because they were in such pain, I figured that would work better than doing X39.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know about the ice waves, I used those when I had a double break in my pelvis. And within 45 seconds, I was able to let the medics pick me up on a gurney, and away I went. And I never used a pain drug the whole time. So thank you for bringing that up, Darlene.
You're
And,
welcome.
Okay. Jen, good morning. How are you?
Audio. Sorry about that, folks.
There you are.
Well, first of all, thank you, Jan, for posting the link for us to watch Saturday's show over again. I did just try to do it because I'm posting it on Michael Jacob's group and I wouldn't go through. So for everybody here, you just go into, you copy the name and go into YouTube and get it that way. And then it's live. So I was just able to do that while we were talking because it just would from the thing you had. But for posting, I have been also putting carnosine here because I had an infection on my tooth and I wore it home on the airplane, and two different groups wanted to talk to me about the patches. So that helped. I had that thing Saturday where they said, be courageous and wear the patch where it's obvious. So I did, but it's right here. And one final thing, I was talking with Denise, she's going to come on our show tonight, and she said that she has found by putting carnosine under both feet when people have that foot problem that we're not allowed to say, but she
Right.
puts carnosine under it. So I'm trying that today. So I got 3 on.
Oh, wow.
But we'll see what happens. So I just wanted to throw that out to others. I use ice waves under my feet. I use energy under my feet, and I don't have any pain, but I have the other feeling. So
Feelings, yeah.
that's my quick report, and thank you, Sunshower.
Yeah, no, I'm Jerry, but anyways,
Sorry,
Darlene,
I'm
Jen,
looking
thank
at
you for saying that, because everybody's body is different and reacts differently, and there might be a different way that it's going to help. So thanks for the carnosine tip. That's wonderful. Thank you.
We can thank them.
Okay, Sunshower.
Hi, there's someone here named Casey that is asking a question, and I actually looked up in the patch manual to see if I could find the answer. And I don't have a partner that snores, so I don't get to go, well, how do I get to find sleep if the guy's snoring so much? So I guess I'm going to ask someone if they have had any good results with our patches for snoring. I think maybe it's glutathione, right? On the bridge of the nose. if someone has that answer, please let Casey know. Thank you.
Thanks for bringing that up, Sunsharp. And type it in the chat and we'll catch up to it. Hi, Corolla. Nice to see you. Welcome. Come on on.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I had just a short testimonial that happened at camp on the weekend because we went to a camp and I was helping in the kitchen and one lady said, those stickers that you gave me last year, they worked very well. So, and she said she still, she didn't reach out. So then I asked her about her pain because she had been using painkillers and then she said she was in a lot of pain again. And then I said, can you point me to the pain that you have? And she did. I took an X39 point to put it on the pain point that she mentioned. And I checked in maybe 5-10 minutes later, she already said it's down because I didn't check before. So I asked what pain you were in before I patched you. She said 9.5. What's the pain level now? She said 5. And so she walked around the camp all the time. Like after I didn't see her because she went to a different kitchen after. And she said, it's just a miracle. So she said, how can I get this? You have to hook me up with this now.
Great. And everybody heard what Corolla said, but also Dr. Nicholas has also used that if he doesn't get the expected pain relief from someplace, he will stack another X39 on top of that one. And then if he still didn't get the person all the way down, which this has happened, put a third one on it and he got the pain gone in one of his patients. So you might want to try that if somebody's really having some problems. You can stack them. And he uses 3 a lot of times. So thank you, Corolla. Mara Ava, please come in.
Oh, hi. Good morning.
Hi.
Thank you for staying. So I have a friend, my mom's friend actually, and she's had severe inflammation on the top of her wrist and on the bottom
Mara
of her wrist.
Ava, Mara, I'm going to, you're really coming in and out. Maybe you should shut your video off and try to talk because your voice isn't coming through clearly.
Okay, how's that? Better?
Yeah, that's much better. Yeah.
Is that better? Okay,
Yes.
sorry. So a friend of my mother's, her neighbor, has had a brace on her wrist for probably 3 or 4 months. Severe inflammation on the top of her wrist and at the bottom of her wrist. So I mentioned the patches and she said, well, I'll try it. And luckily I had some in my pocketbook. And so I gave her 4 days of X39 and 4 days of Eon. And she's signing up this week. And her pain literally went from like a 10 to a 2 in 4 days.
Nice.
So,
Thank you. And
yeah.
the patch that Mara Ava has mentioned is Eon. It deals specifically with inflammation in that. So if you have a problem, well, pain is caused by inflammation. So we have our go-to patch of X39, but Eon targets inflammation and pain. So you can always have that in your little medical bag to help people with. So thank you, Mara. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Tim and Helen, please come in.
Well, good morning. Again, thanks to everybody here. And I just want to say, I was flying from the Mile High City, Denver, down to upstate New York. And on the way down in the plane, I suddenly had like excruciating pain in my third eye from the whole, descending into the different sea level from the Mile High. Anyways, I just popped off my X39 from the back of my neck, popped it on there, and instantly the pain went away. And it was a 10. It was a 10, excruciating pain.
Wow.
It was good to have my first aid kit right on the back of my neck.
Yes.
So that was one thing.
Yeah. Thank you for that because we hear it a lot. And I even do it that if I have a pain somewhere, I'll take the X39 off and put it wherever the pain is. So yes, glad to thank you for letting that out there.
Yeah. Then the other thing I want to say is I just want to say those doing dental work, I mean, I was told that I had the best recovery in 25 years. And then Tim, what were you told?
We're not hearing Tim.
Yes.
I'm gonna jump in real quick. I notice we have 7 more people and only 5
Yes.
more minutes. That means
That's
everybody's gotta be a minute or less, and I'm gonna suggest no more hands go up because we like to start and stop on time.
Yeah. My next saying, but thank you, Gregory. Yes. Okay, Helen, do you have more?
Thanks.
Hi, Mary.
Okay, Mary, please come on in.
Oh, hi. Yeah, so I just have a couple quick stories. A funny one this weekend. I got a tick bite. I'm out in Vermont now, and my whole knee blew up with red inflamed pain. I couldn't even bend it. And I stuck Eon, glutathione, and X39 on it. And the next day I went biking. So it's really, really almost completely gone now. And then I had a friend who was complaining she has that condition that hurts, your feet hurt when you stand and walk, and they tingle at night. And she was in so much pain. And I just said, here, put X39 on one foot, Eon on the other. And I called her the next day and she said she had a great night. So she's using the patches. And the third story about pain is myself years ago. I couldn't travel. I had so much back pain from surgery and I was on pain meds, thinking about back surgery. Ice Wave on either side of the low back and X39 in the middle. Someone told me to do that. And within 2 weeks, I could travel. I went on a trip, and in a month, I got off I haven't used anything for pain but the patches in the past 5 years, put it that way. And I'm active now, and my back is so much better. So just the combination of Ice Wave and X39, the triangle on a spot like that, really, really helps.
Right. Yes, that triangle effect is what you want to do with patches. So thank you, Mary. iPhone, Norma, come on in. Norma, are you there?
Yes, I am. I apologize. I couldn't find the buttons aren't appearing. Now they are there. Yeah, my husband and I are in our 70s. I've been patching over a year, and he's been patching maybe for 5-6 months. And he had the pain in his feet where you can't feel your toes and all that numbness. And one night he was in such massive pain. This was actually before he started the patches. And I just put Ice Wave at the bottom right under the balls of his feet. And literally within seconds, the pain stopped. And he has not had pain in his feet ever since. So charging out that pain, like David Schmidt says, like a battery pulling out that blocked energy has worked. And with the X39 and, many other patches, he no longer snores, has, ability. We're going hiking in a few minutes. So it's just amazing. And I'm so grateful to David.
Thank you. And like we have 4 people left, but in Gregory, we're down to 2 minutes. So let's try to move it along. Maja, are you there? Majay?
Hi, Majay. Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Gary. Thank you so very much. Very quick. My girlfriend has been in the hospital since December, and I didn't find out probably 2 months ago. And I went and started patching her 4 weeks ago. My first experience with her, she was not opening her eyes. She's been going through multiple strokes that no one knew that she was going through. And that led into severe seizures. And so that's where she's been right now, in a coma. And so I started patching her with the X39. And then that night, later on that night, she started to respond. I went back the next day after her husband took him off 12 hours. I went back the next day. I patched her again on her forehead, on the back of her neck, and she has involuntary movement. And I patched her on her eons on her hands, in between the thumb and the index fingers. And then I put the glutathione on her throat, and all of her involuntary movement stopped. It was amazing. Her eyes have been open. She will turn towards your voice or my voice. I haven't seen her do it with her husband yet, but it's been amazing. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Thank you, Michelle. Wonderful, wonderful story. And then Lavelle, you want to come on in real quick?
Sure. I just want to share. I've shared it multiple times, but I'm very passionate about it because my blood sugar was over 200. Couldn't get it down even on medication. And X39, X49, and SP6 in 2 weeks went to 86. It's been almost a year. I've been using that combination, and my blood sugar is mostly under control. I love it.
And I tell everybody about your story. So thank you so much, Lavelle. So Gregory, come on in and close us out.
Yeah, we'll kind of bring us in for a landing here. And, you know, what a great way, as we always say, to start a week, start a day with the Monday Morning Miracle Call. And many of these are nothing but miracles based on science, you know, and we're blessed by the brilliant science that comes through David Schmidt with this technology. And God only knows what he's got in store for us, but we've only begun. So tonight, if you can join us on the Monday evening call, we're going to do some highlights, maybe some behind the curtains insights to this super super Saturday that Robin and I got blessed to physically participate in and actually, you know, share the stage. And we are just so blessed. LifeWave is such a special company. And you know, this company is, you know, they have our best interest in their long-term, you know, view, and that's their mission, that's their vision. So thanks everybody. I'll turn it back over to you, Jerry. You always do such a gracious job. Thanks everyone for participating and keeping your stories short and compliant. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. It was a great meeting, everybody.
Hey, look
Thank
at that. Who put that up there?
I
Probably
did.
some-
I did.
Oh,
Woohoo! Our
TJ.
fearless
great.
leaders.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. That's a good
And-
one. You
Yeah.
have to send that one to me. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then everybody that's on this call, please know that you're in the right place at the right time. You're with everybody and the company is family. So please stay with us forever and please unmute and let's all say, have a good week.
Have a
and goodbye.
wonderful week. See you guys
Thank you
tonight.
so much.
Thank you, Jerry.
Everyone.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Love you, Line.
Love you, Gregory and Robin, and Sunshower, and everyone else.
Have a good one.
Bye. Healing.
Good night, Day.
Great
Thank
tonight.
you, everyone. Have a great week.
Take care. Thanks for
Thank you,
joining.
Love Tribe.
Bye-bye. Bye.
So great.
Bye-bye.
Great job.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.